Okay, hello folks. So, welcome to the Urban Football Podcast. It's another episode and it's always a great episode. So before we start, please, I would like to shamelessly ask you guys to please subscribe and comment and share our podcast if you like what we're doing. And obviously, you would like what we're doing because... Anywho, the conversation for today is about Manchester United, the greatest club in England.
Mine has been in the news.
They're always in the news for all the wrong things. If you're not losing... Sorry, I'm supposed to be an unbiased. I forgot my role in this podcast.
Wow.
But no, but I'm speaking factually. Man U has been in the news for less than admirable things lately, but hopefully that changes very soon, or not. But the conversation we're having today is Casemiro. And the question we're asking, and obviously our viewers, please feel free to pitch in, is Casemiro a signal of intent for Manchester United, or is he just a move of desperation? And our co-hosts would be Mr. Please, take it away.
Olamide
Badmus, a.k.a. the Badman. He's a
Groover.
always a senior groover. And he's our chief Manchester United correspondent, as always. And we have Molicho, who is our Arsenal correspondent, as it were.
Yeah.
And so the question again, I'll rephrase for our viewers and so you participate in the conversation is, Casemiro, is he a signal of intent or a move of desperation for Manchester United FC? Obviously, I have my own opinions in this conversation. I am an unbiased mediator, but
I'm sure.
I have opinions. I'm not a wood. So we'll take it with Mr. Badmus.
Yeah.
I don't think he is.
Okay.
Because they were going to get De Jong first.
All right.
And Frankie doesn't want to leave Barcelona. He wants his wages that are owed to him paid.
Yeah.
Because he knows once he leaves, it's going to be difficult for him to get his money back.
Yeah.
And he actually really wants to stay in Barcelona. But I think Casemiro is a good buy for United because he's actually a better option than Frankie. Yeah.
So, Fumolade, what are your initial thoughts?
Look, man, I respect the player Casemiro. I think he's a very good player. Champions League winner. I think he's won it like 4 times. La Liga winner a couple of times. He's in the Brazil national team. Now, my opinion about this is sort of like two-pronged, right? In the sense that I think it would be a decent player for Manchester United in the sense that it would play well for Man U. Now, in the Brazilian national team, he plays right alongside Fred.
Yeah.
Right? So I feel like that partnership is something that is still going to be there. If Varane starts to play for Manchester United, you're just building the same Real Madrid team, the great Real Madrid team. You just have that team. So from Varane to Casemiro to Ronaldo, you have the same team. What do I think? What that implies for Man U is that I think it's and I saw a tweet today that said I feel like they're just trying to. It's like you have a bunch of injuries all over your body, but you're just
patching.
You're patching it up. You're patching, a bunch of things. What you need to do is you need to go for a surgery, right? And try to dissect what exactly the problem is. I feel like Ralph Ragnick had idea. He had the idea.
Yeah, he had ideas.
So he's not a great coach, right?
Yeah.
I mean, before he came to Man U, no one knew who this guy was, to be honest, right? But I think in terms of understanding football, he knew what the problem was. And I heard that he preferred some solutions to Manchester United, but
he left
obviously,
and
they didn't take it.
They couldn't, yes.
I think Casemiro would help, but when you think about this transfer in the real sense of it, for Real Madrid, fantastic deal. Right, 60 million.
United has the money, so
so 60 million pounds, euros, whatever it is, good money for them. For a player that is already 30, for the player it's 300,000 a week, which is good money for him. It's retirement money for him, literally, right?
It's also a good buy for United because we would rather play Casemiro and Fred and play McFred.
Yes, but Casemiro for 60 million is not going to give you more than 2 seasons.
That's what we need him for.
We're
trying to build the team.
You see,
you people think we're buying aging players. We're not buying aging players.
Yeah,
So right now we need experience.
So guys,
let me say something. Let me say something. Yeah, if you see the football club, right? In one sense, it's a business. You don't do business. If you do business and say, oh, at the end of 2 years, I'm expecting that this guy gives me what he wants to give me, and then he's done. And then you now, after 2 years, you then start to, build, or you've just wasted money, right? What
if he gives 5 years?
So
He's not going
guys,
to-
let's pause.
He's
Let's
a
pause.
Brazilian.
I'm
How many
pretty sure-
Brazilians give you 5 years?
Guys,
for big
I'm
money.
pretty sure.
Okay.
People say
Guys,
the same
let's
about
pause.
Modric.
I think for the sake of the viewers, I would want to put this in the context, right?
All right.
So to understand the kind of player that the man is, I would like to kind of break. Oh, first of all, he's 30 years old. And for those of you who don't know, he's 30 years old. And Man U paid exactly 70 million euros
Plus add-ons.
for him plus add-ons. Oh, so it potentially could be more.
Yeah.
But I would say
no,
this.
It's 70 million
It is
plus.
60
Okay, plus
plus
60 plus
add-ons,
add-ons,
Yes.
70.
So 50
So
million pounds, and then the other.
So I will say this, but this is what Man U is getting, and I like to kind of like frame it in two ways: his ability and his experience, and that's why. So in experience, he's won 18 trophies with his last team, which was Real Madrid, including 5 Champions leagues,
That is-
3 FIFA Club World Cup,
You win 5 Champions League. What
5
exactly are you going to do in Man U?
3 times FIFA Club World Club winner. I think he's won the
achieved.
league. He's won the league for 2 seasons. He's won two times league winner.
Yeah.
Then, in terms of his ability, I want us to just look at how he ranks in terms of performance last season, how he currently ranks.
Okay.
With the current crop of midfielders that are in Manchester United now.
Okay.
So obviously, Manchester United now, you have Eriksen, you have Bruno Fernandes, you have Van de Beek,
Yeah.
you have Facundo,
Yeah. There's
Stanley?
McTominay, there's Fred.
Hannibal, you have Ghana, you have Fred, you have McTominay.
Okay.
And this is their stats, the numbers compared to Casemiro. And we're speaking now to his ability.
Let me cut you there.
Yeah.
Let me cut you off there. I have a direct question to you. Think about this. Say this was last week, and I asked you this question. What would you think is Manchester United's biggest problem?
Hold on. Before you answer, we'll get to the question, please. But I will say this. So in terms of goals, in the current crop of Manchester United midfielders, Fernandes had 10 goals last season. Fred had 4. Eriksen had 1. Van de Beek had 1. McTominay had 1.
Yeah.
Casemiro had 1.
Yeah.
That's his ranking quite on the low. Again, hold the
Well,
thought.
so I
Hold
want
on. In
us
terms
to
of
pause on
assists-
the
Eriksen
stats.
played just 11 games.
Last season.
Last season,
I
yeah.
want us to pause on the stats and focus on. Let's. I understand. You know where you're going with. Stats are important, right? I'm not. I'm the kind of guy that, and that's the reason why you and I would always disagree on if Salah is a world class player or not. I watch Salah week in, week out. I personally don't think he's a world class player. Do you understand? Like I see how he plays. I see his personality. I see how he gets lost in the middle of like games. I don't think he's a world class player. Now he gets opportunities. He plays like he scores all the penalties. He does all that stuff. Yes, maybe he scores a lot of goals. Last season, highest goal scorer in the Premier League.
Joint highest goal scorer.
I'm sorry.
Joint highest goal scorer.
Joint highest goal scorer with Son, and then highest assist. He had a highest assist. Where was he in the Champions League? But he got to the final.
Yeah,
Where was he in the Champions League?
bottled it.
Do you understand?
So-
Like I feel like maybe
So-
maybe he's a league player, right? And then I mean kudos to Klopp. Sorry, so let me just land this point. But a lot of people have, and I apologize for deviating. A lot of people have been saying things like, "I'll prefer Mane over Salah because Mane is more of a better footballer than Salah." Now back to Man U. Let me just allow you.
So
allow
I would go again. The reason why I would put out numbers, and this is my opinion, is I think that numbers are the only objective measure of that we can all agree upon by statistics of a player's ability. Every other thing is subjective based on individual, and because we're not trying to make this obviously to an extent we're trying to make it a subjective thing, but want to back it up with a bit of objectivity.
Yeah.
So we'll go back to Casemiro's numbers as he's lined up with his other competitors in Man U. So in assists, we have Bruno Fernandes at 6 assists. Fred had 4
This was last season.
last season.
Okay.
Eriksen had 4. Casemiro in Madrid has 3. Scott McTominay had 1. Van de Beek didn't have none. Now,
Van de Beek was at Everton last season, innit?
For the second part.
yeah, for this. So
Second part of the season.
again,
so
it's
in January.
important to know, I think, that Casemiro is a holding midfielder, so he typically
Yes,
plays the 4
exactly.
position.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, passes completed per 90, Casemiro leads the bunch with 65.5 per 90.
Yeah, but that's because he's a
Let me
holding midfielder.
just
what he does.
let me
is he
read
collects
through.
the ball from the defender and then he
Just
uses it to
sweeps.
Yeah, but let me read. So that's Fred has 59, Fernandez has 84, 54. Sorry, 54.8. Ericsson 52, McTominay 46, Van de Beek 45.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, then successful tackles per 90. Casemiro leads with 68% and Van de Beek with 68 too. And Fred with 52, McTominay has 66, Fernandez 47, and Ericsson 57.
So
Now, interceptions per 90. Fred leads with 1.4, and Casemiro 1.3, McTominay 1.2, Van de Beek 1.1, Ericsson 0.9, and
So
Bruno Fernandes 0.5.
So-
I think we're getting it wrong because
So-
we're supposed to be talking about DMs.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So,
So now-
yeah,
now we are talking about
let's
the
not
whole
let's not
midfield.
go let's not
So
get
let's
bogged
focus
down
on
in
the-
stats,
on the
right?
Okay.
DMs.
Let's
focus
talk
on the
about
DMs.
what we know about this team and what we know about this player.
Okay.
Now, you watched the last match against Brighton, was it? Or Brentford? Was it Brentford? The Brighton match, was it the Brighton match? That they brought in one player and then Ericsson had to
Was
sit
it
back.
the Brighton, the one that Man U lost 4-0 in the first half?
No, that was
2-1
Brentford.
Brighton.
Okay, that's okay.
2-1
I
was-
completely
2-1 was-
forgot. You know, it's B, so I have to quickly remind myself.
Allow
yeah.
it,
Oh,
allow
yeah.
it,
Keep going,
allow
keep
it,
going, keep
allow
going.
it. Now, I think it was a Brighton game,
Brighton game.
where Ericsson had to go back, and then he was training a lot of long balls.
Yeah.
And then Man U, got into
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah.
Casemiro is not that man that is going to give you long balls. He's not a Fabio Vieira. He's not your Pello that is going to give you, that is a holding midfielder, DM type player that is going to be training a lot of long balls and he's giving you like true passes, some Fabregas type thing. What he does is he's a sweeper. And it still goes back to the question where I asked, is Casemiro exactly, is he what Manchester United needs right
He
now?
is what Manchester
So
United
So
I'll-
if I
right
asked you
now.
this question, 2 weeks ago or before the season started, now even if now the season has started, they've seen Fred, they've seen. Are you telling me that Ten Hag didn't have enough time to check out what Fred was capable of, and he didn't know that
Ten
he had to
Hag-
buy this player
Ten Hag already
3 weeks ago?
And Ten Hag already gave his list. This is who I want. This is Ten Hag wanted
Yeah, but Casemiro
9
wasn't-
players.
wasn't on that
Ten Hag
list.
wanted to buy 9 players for Man United. So far, he has only bought 4. I mean, if you include Casemiro,
Machala.
yeah, Malacia.
Okay, sorry. I just called him Machala. Well, yeah,
Wow.
go on.
Okay.
Your
He got-
whiskey
he got-
FC, don't burn me. Yeah.
He got his centre back, which is Martinez. He got
The fridge. The 4.7 fridge.
that dude is 5'9".
I'm just saying.
He's
go on.
tall.
Is it 5'9" for real?
Yeah.
He doesn't look tall in pictures, I tell you that.
I mean, because he's the
I
shortest.
mean, if
defender in
he's
Premier League.
5'9", Maguire got to be
He is
6'11".
the
or
shortest
something.
defense,
Yeah,
central
Maguire
defender.
has to be
He's
like
the shortest
7'2".
central defender in the Premier League. I mean, but he's not exceedingly short. I mean,
Okay.
when he stood beside Ben Mee, the Brentford game, I mean, we saw that. Oh shit, that
Yeah.
nigga is short. I'm sorry.
And Ben Mee
Excuse my
doesn't even
language.
really look that short, but I mean, he look that tall. So I can imagine if he's standing beside
Ben Mee is
Koulibaly
tall.
or something.
Ben Mee
Ben
is
Mee
tall.
doesn't look tall. That's
He
what I'm
doesn't
saying.
look tall yet.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if he's standing right next to Koulibaly.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
Yeah, that would definitely
So,
be a
so
problem.
the problem
Yeah.
is the board. They are not letting him buy, and also players don't want to come to Man United.
Antonio wants to
Certain
come.
players.
Except,
certain
except,
certain players.
Antonio wants to come to Man
Antonio wants to come
United.
Except
to
for
United
300K.
because Antonio wants to
I
come
mean,
to
for 300K,
United.
I'll
Antonio wants to come to
definitely
United because he has worked with the coach before.
Okay.
And the coach understands him. The coach knows, okay, fine, this is what you've been doing. This is what exactly I want you to do. Just continue what you've been doing. Run at players.
Yeah,
beat
but
your
you
man.
can't do that. That's the same thing I'm saying. That's the same thing. Like you're patching wounds, right? You want him to come and do the same thing he was doing at Ajax. Ajax and Manchester United play a different brand of football, right?
so
It's the
can
same
we,
coach.
Can I ask
It's
yeah,
the same
but it's a
coach.
different brand of football.
Guys, hold
You know
on.
what-
Let
you
me,
know what?
Exciting football,
Look at-
attacking
look-
football. That's why Ajax plays.
Man, you ain't playing attacking football.
That's what I'm saying.
Guys,
We're
like-
bringing in
So
attacking
what I'm
football.
saying, so look at
because
look
we
at
bring in the
Donny
if
van
we
der
bring in the
Beek.
players that can do it.
Yeah,
Then they do it.
Look at Donny van der Beek.
Okay.
He came from Ajax. more
Donny
than
van de Beek was surplus requirement.
More than
They did not need him the time
exactly
they
my
bought him.
point.
They did not need him the time they bought him.
So guys,
Time they bought
pause.
him.
You guys should pause on that thought, please. I would ask a question. I'll ask you, Molade, especially. So what do you say to people who say that the biggest problem Man United has now is the lack of a spine, and Casemiro is basically that player that they bring in to fix that situation?
I would play
Your name is not Molade,
Casemiro.
and I'm confused. Will you ask questions?
Let Molade.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. I think we discussed this on the podcast last week. Man U's problem is a structural problem, right? It's not about the players anymore, because one of your best players, your best footballers in your lifetime plays for Manchester United, right? They have winners in that team. Varane is a winner, right? I don't know what Maguire is, but I don't think he should be playing football.
He's won the
Right.
if I'm not mistaken, right?
Okay, so
They
the
have
thing
the-
with
no, hold on. let him
So
finish.
like
Yeah.
you have people that play in their national. I remember at some point, and I apologize again. I really, really do apologize for bringing Arsenal into this conversation. I remember at some point that maybe Arsenal had like 23 squad players, and maybe only 4 were going for international duty, and those 4 were not even starting for their team. You have bulk of your players that are starting for their national teams, meaning they have potential. Pogba was a very good player, but Pogba couldn't find his feet at Man U. Fred starts for what's it called? He's benching Fabinho, a Champions League winner, but he's starting for Brazil. Rashford plays. I mean, up to recently, he's not been starting for the Three Lions, but Rashford was, Sancho is already in the team. You got to ask yourself, what exactly is the problem? I don't think it's a problem of, and you have Ronaldo, who is, 5-time Ballon d'Or winner or something. You already have a lot of great players. Man U has already relegated De Gea to the bench for the Spanish national team, right? You have a lot of good players, but you're not there because you have a lot of problems that you should actually resolve. Arsenal got 8th twice, but then they knew they were building something. Saka and Xhaka are the only 2 players that remain from the team that Arteta inherited. There is a problem that you need to resolve in that team. I feel like, and Fola sat in this year last week, and you said what you give to your fans are things like eye candy. You buy the likes of Pogba for 80-something million. You buy Maguire for 80-something million. You bring in the likes of Di Maria. But if you think about it, since Alex Ferguson left Manchester United, the team that club has not done anything significant since Alex Ferguson left. Mourinho tried to even work with a bunch of rejects that you guys had. I think he won you the Europa League. Second position. Took you to second position. But at the end of the day, Mourinho is a good coach, right? You've had decent coaches. You've bought big time players.
Fit the
but
style,
there's a problem
style of Man
with
United
the
play.
club. That's the thing. You need to play. What is the style of Manchester United? If Mourinho didn't fit the
Counter-attack
style,
football.
if Mourinho didn't fit the style, you shouldn't have hired him in the first place.
So we needed a great manager.
So
That's
Molade,
what I'm
so
saying.
Molade,
we have
so
been,
Molade-
going
there's a
for
problem-
mediocre
there's a problem-
managers
Guys,
There's a problem.
from after.
Molade,
You
we went
can't
from
tell me.
David
You
Moyes
can't tell me.
to
You
Van
can't tell
Gaal.
me. You can't tell me Van Gaal and Moyes are mediocre managers.
I mean,
because
Moyes is a middle coach.
Because
manager.
he's a mid-table manager because he had mid-table players and he was working with a mid-table club.
And then he came into Manchester.
Guys,
United.
you heard it here first. Molade called Manchester United a mid-table
No, I
coach.
was
You
talking
can clip
about
that.
Everton. Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Christ. I was talking about because I said
I'm sure he meant Manchester
he was
United.
talking about he was working with Everton, which was a mid-table club. They didn't have the kind of
What of Man U?
He had the same players. He had the same players from
I said
the
this in a
previous
couple of weeks. I said this in
Remember,
a
he had the
I
same
said this in
players
a
from
couple of
previous
weeks
season.
ago. Man U is one of the best clubs in England.
He's the best club.
He's the best club in England, to be honest. They are the only Man U is the only club that has the history.
Based on history, not
Based on
concurrently,
history.
obviously.
No, obviously based on not in the last 10 years.
Fair enough.
Based on history, Man U is the best club in England. Man U is the club that some European player or some Brazilian player, some Colombian player would hear that, oh, you want to sign me? I'm like, oh, I've been hearing about Manchester United, since I was a boy.
I would say
but they won't say the same thing for Manchester City or Chelsea because nobody knew Chelsea or something 20 years ago. But because of the influx of cash, they've been able to, get in they're able to win leagues and all that stuff. Chelsea won the Champions League twice and all that stuff. So I feel like Manchester United still has that history going for them. But at this point, this is breaking point. If you don't fix it,
so Molade, hold on. I think you should hold that thought, please. I would ask you, Ola, the Manchester United fan, what do you think Man U needs most at this time, and what do you think made it necessary to go out there and get Casemiro?
They need to get that guy from BBN.
No, let him.
The guy that won the BBN
Okay.
a couple of years ago. Miracle. That's what they did.
Wow.
Wow.
United currently needs leadership.
Okay.
You have Maguire as your
No,
captain.
Molade, let him talk. And so, how do you think
I'm just on the roll
Casemiro?
here, like,
How do you
I'm
think
just-
Casemiro would bring in
Yes, so
leadership?
Casemiro is going to bring leadership into that midfield because we can't. I keep saying it. We can't rely on McFred. McTominay and Fred will never win you anything.
So, what would you say to someone who says that Casemiro's profile as a player isn't necessarily that player that is vocal in a team? At least his track record in Madrid hasn't shown that. What would you say to a person like that?
So I feel like you need to have the quality of players around you. If you have the quality of players around, good quality of players around you, everybody knows their individual tasks.
Okay.
You know, okay, fine. This is what you should do. This is what you should do. Madrid, everybody knows where they play. They know what they need to do. United right now, they are disjointed. Fred doesn't even know what to do. McTominay half the time is clueless.
So
He's losing the ball. But if you have a Casemiro in the midfield, everybody knows, okay, he has the experience, he has the grit. You know, okay, fine, this is a solid player.
So what I hear you say,
you would learn from him.
but what I
He
hear
doesn't
you
have to
say,
speak. He
oh, he
learn
doesn't
from
have
him.
to speak.
He doesn't have to speak.
Okay, fair
You will
enough.
learn from him.
Okay, fair enough. Because what I heard when you were was what is expected of Casemiro in United would be vastly different in terms of his profile and what he brings to United than what was expected in Madrid.
So I think what United is doing right now is getting better players than what they currently have. If you understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
So if you have a Maguire now, you want to replace him with someone that's better. If you have a McTominay, you
I
want
don't
to replace him
know
with
where
someone.
Maguire is going.
You want to
anyway.
replace him with someone that is better, that can actually do the job. He doesn't have to speak. He doesn't have to coordinate. He doesn't have to do all of this.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
That's the
That's
job.
what
That's
you-
the job of the gaffer.
so-
That's the job of the gaffer. The gaffer is the one that's going to tell you. Okay,
Yeah, but
fine.
the gaffer ain't playing.
So hold
You
on,
need
I will
somebody
say-
on the pitch.
hold on, let me-
to actually lead the team.
Can I ask a question?
So when you look at great players, like Sergio Ramos. You look at players like Cannavaro. They were extremely vocal. on
Okay.
the
Okay.
pitch.
My question is Modric
To me?
vocal? Yes.
Your question
yes.
to me.
Is Modric vocal on the pitch?
I don't think he's is KDB vocal.
He's not as well. That's
Is
what I'm saying.
Fabregas vocal.
That's what I'm
Is
saying. So
Fernandes
you
But
don't
they're
need,
still
you
great
don't need
players.
Yeah, but
Casemiro
those-
to be vocal.
You need your defenders. They need to communicate.
Of course.
You need vocal defenders. You need that they're talking to their keeper, they're talking to their CMs, right? So you look at the likes of Vieira, for instance. That man was vocal. He was chatting.
Yeah, he was.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
You look at
He was a
someone
presence.
else.
Roy Keane, of
Do
course.
you
Roy
understand?
Keane, yeah.
You get my point.
He was a
You need
presence.
those kind of players.
But
that, see, if you can't
understand
do it-
that Roy
if you
Keane was
can't-
the captain.
If you can't do it,
So
with-
he had to be vocal.
See-
he was the
see,
captain. He had to be vocal.
For a DM, if you can't do it with your performances, you got to do it with your voice. Henderson is not a great player. What do you call him? The most undeserving captain. Or something, right?
In
He's
the top flight team in England.
He's not a great player, but the man talks. He ginger the members. Do you understand? He talks.
That's the reason why he's still in the team.
Perfect example. Kante is not a vocal player,
Yes.
but he does that with his performances. Do you understand?
That's what Casemiro brings. His performances, his ability.
So what would you say, Ola? And I'll ask.
I mean,
a
let the
question.
man play.
Hold on.
Let
Let
the
me.
man play.
I understand.
Let the man
I understand that Casemiro would probably. I just feel like the terms surrounding that deal just feels like some Ozil type thing for me, where he's just coming to earn his retirement money, because what you did or what the club did to entice him was the money.
Okay,
It's
so
not-
that
but
is
we're
that is-
not-
there's so
we're
many,
not
there's so many
expecting-
players.
so
There's so many
that's-
players that will go to Real Madrid today to earn. How much is Chamani earning?
I don't know how much he's earning, but
Yeah, because
that boy drives a Lamborghini.
No,
Urus.
but
Yeah,
so I will
players
say this,
generally. How much
guys,
is Lamborghini?
guys,
Lamborghini
that
no
is
cost now.
that is
I mean,
actually
for
that is
them,
actually a very good segue into our next
maybe for me.
into our next conversation. And the point of conversation is this: what would you say? And to the point he brought up, right? The perception certainly is that Casemiro, not Casemiro, but a bunch of players go to Manchester United to earn their daily bread, especially successful players,
Daily
right?
bread or retirement money?
Well, retirement money, right?
Okay.
And it kind of it smacks of where a team like Arsenal was a few years ago, where a bunch of players from Chelsea. Let me land with a question. A bunch of players from Chelsea would go there who arguably were past their prime, would go there and make quite an amount of money,
David
but necessarily,
Luiz,
but necessarily
William,
won't, deliver. So, what would you say to people who think that this transfer is pretty much that instance where a player sees an opportunity from a once great side to earn a good wage, and a club sees an opportunity from a once great side to earn a good living?
I'll tell.
What would you
I
say
feel like
to
one of the
these
reasons
people?
why Casemiro came was because Fred is in the team. They already played together in the national team.
Fred?
Yeah. No, listen. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it wrong. I mean, it's Fred over McTominay. I mean, I'd rather Fred over McTominay. McTominay just plays like a headless chicken.
You don't think Casemiro Pogba would have been fantastic?
No, not at all. Pogba is a lazy player. Let me finish. Fred,
Who is lazy?
let me
Pogba or
finish. Let me
Cruz?
finish.
Pogba or Cruz? Who is lazy?
We're not talking about those
Okay,
players.
all right, cool.
Let me finish. We know Fred is not a great player. He's not the best player. Fred cost us a lot of mistakes. Fred, listen.
See, let me
finish.
just say something.
No,
Let
let
me
me
just say
finish.
something.
Let me land.
As long
Let
as
me finish. Let me
land,
finish.
let
Let
him
me
land,
finish.
let him
Let me
land.
finish.
With his point.
In the last game, in the Brighton game especially, Fred cost us the 2 goals. If he had been in his position, those 2 goals would have not gone in, because when he was tracking back, he did not. He followed the player into the box, but was unaware of the player's position around him. That's how the player was able to
don't
score.
be bedeviled by all these what's it called, them Gary Neville and all these.
No, listen.
Because
I
when these niggas
don't.
played,
I listen to
they
them.
had their bad days.
I know. I understand you. I'm not
Okay,
taking anything away
alright,
from
go on,
that.
go on.
But what I'm just trying to say is that Casemiro looks like the kind of player that will be able to shape Fred into that player that United expects him to be, because that's how they play in the national team. And then 2 of them playing together in the club would help as well.
Let me tell you something. One of the reasons why I'm single is because I really love football. So I watch pretty much.
So in Urban Football Podcast, I love how we can segue quickly and smoothly from football conversation to conversation about relationship. I can dare you, viewers, there is no other podcast in Nigeria where you see this kind of smooth transition. Absolutely none. But continue, please.
It's because I really love football. I watch La Liga, right? And I know that even though they show it on DSTV, not a lot of people watch it. Casemiro might not see. It will probably give you 70% of his.
He will play his part.
He will probably give you 70% because you probably only watch him in the Champions League and El Clasico.
Okay, go on.
See, he's not necessarily giving you 100% every week in, week out. He's a decent player too. There are some matches that he doesn't start.
Okay.
Even for Real Madrid.
You guys need to understand that.
So
Every time you buy a player, it's a gamble.
Yeah.
He either plays or he doesn't. Look at Hazard.
That is true.
Hazard went from Chelsea to Madrid. Everybody was expecting him to be bang Ronaldo. Take over.
Torres was a famous one. I can't forget.
Torres.
No, that was. I mean,
And
you know what happened to Torres when he came to Chelsea.
African juju.
Right now, we have a perfect example in Varane. Varane came to Man United last season and he has barely played 15 games. He's always injured, and even when he plays,
So what's the problem with
slow.
Varane?
Varane has aged.
Huh?
Wait, how old is Varane? Please.
The man ain't even
He's
30.
not 30 yet.
That's my point. So he's picking up a lot of injuries because of age. Of course. Once you
no.
But he's
what
not
are you
30 yet now.
So
So
what
you
are
can't
you
actually make it
disagree with that.
So what's
100%.
his Varane's problem?
Because his partner is shit.
see, you need to understand.
Have a drink. Have a drink,
No,
man.
everyone knows Maguire is shit.
Okay.
We know Maguire
So
is
how is
shit.
it- how is
But
it Varane?
Varane has been paired with Lindelof and he still played woefully.
Lindelof is.
I mean, Lindelof is a better option than Maguire.
That's what you say now, but when we watch the match, you know, go talk. See, let me tell you something. See, this is what I'm saying.
Go on.
I will tell you this. Varane is not. For me, is not one of the best defenders out
Or
there.
it was paired with Ramos.
It was paired with Ramos. I forget the fact that it was paired with Ramos. The man is a World Cup winner,
Yes.
right? I won't say he's one of the best, but he's a decent defender,
Yes.
right? What they see, you pair a 6.5 player with a 4 point. Sorry, I apologize to Maguire. I say for saying 4 points.
It's 3 points actually.
2 points actually. I see. You don't pay 6 points with a 2 point and expect a mad performance.
Unfortunately,
Do you understand?
that 2 points
But
is the
you
captain.
pair.
He expects to start.
That
games.
is exactly my point. That is where Casemiro is going into. He's going into a structure that is not working. How is Maguire the captain?
So I feel
What exactly is the quality of what does he bring to the table that is making him the captain?
So guys, I
Do you
think
understand?
unfortunately, Ole sold us shots when he made Maguire captain. To be honest, I don't know why Maguire. I remember the board tipped Fernandes to be captain, but because Fernandes is not English,
I don't think
and
Fernandes should even be captain.
And no, Fernandes is very vocal.
Yeah, but that doesn't
Fernandes-
mean he should be captain. He's not captain material. It's just like
He is captain material.
See, you need to
He is
you need,
captain
you need a
material.
player. You need a player that you can respect. That when he's talking about football, let me give you an example, right?
Okay, so in the United team, okay, so in the United team, that first 11, who would you?
Ororo.
If
Ororo.
he wasn't
If he wasn't
in
there,
the team, yes,
who else? You see, we wouldn't have players.
it's Fernandes.
You don't have players.
yeah, it would have to be.
Would you make
Fernandes.
the-
No, I think it would
Not-
be there.
No, it can't be there because there is no vocal.
It has to be there.
There is no
Yeah,
vocal.
probably there.
He probably
Then-
there. It
yes,
can't be
Fernandes will be
Fernandes.
number
Fernandes
three
is
for
so
sure.
is so
No, there is no
inconsistent.
vocal. There is just chill.
Fernandes dying the chill.
Nah.
Look at the chances that this man is missing.
But
So-
you
You
don't
don't
have,
have- see,
but I don't know
see,
that
let
you
me
can
ta-
say that 3
see,
seasons
let me
ago,
ta- let me-
Fernandes was Man's best player and he was very good. Like,
Fernandes played 6
pandemic year.
months.
Yes.
Those 6 months were his best times at Manchester United.
The pandemic year.
and his numbers were quite impressive and his
And
game was quite
he was
impressive.
done.
Yes.
That's it. That was literally it. What I'm trying to make you understand is you need players that you can rely on. Look at someone like De Gea. Real Madrid was trying to get this guy for the longest, but this guy was like, "Nah, I ain't going because I want to be in this team." Right? Look at. I'll give you an example now. You've seen All or Nothing, right? And you've seen Xhaka. Do you think Xhaka is a decent player this season?
He's an
Did
improved player.
Did you think Xhaka was a decent player 4 seasons ago?
No, I didn't.
Do you understand my point? See, there was a reason why he was in that team.
So
If you don't have that kind of player in that team,
So I
look
feel-
for the people that you know
I
that
feel
can
like-
lead the
okay,
team.
listen now.
stop-
Xhaka was your captain at some
Shall
point. Xhaka was the captain at some point.
Yeah.
The reason why he was stripped of his captainship was because he echoed at the fans, like he clapped at them or
Yeah, he
something
did,
to
yeah.
his jersey.
Yeah.
You know, Maguire, if he hadn't done something like that, he would still be the captain. But he would not be the captain that you want.
Yeah, but it's not even about that. I think bulk of people that
I do think he has a
even,
point, though.
even when he was captain, not a lot of people fancied that decision. So he wasn't really playing well.
It's the same way we don't
But,
fancy Maguire's
but right
situation.
now,
but unfortunately, that's what
we
we're
have
stuck
a
with.
coach. See, apart from the coach, the club actually wanted to try something different. They wanted to build structure, and now they have a coach that is pretty much taking them there. At least early days, yeah. But Arsenal is first on the table, right? Early days.
They love to say
but Arsenal is
that,
first on the table. I ain't saying that in what 6, 7, 8,
Yeah, it's been
10
a- it's been a-
years.
yeah, it's
I
been a minute,
never.
yeah.
Most times when they play their first match, they lose. Do you understand?
United was first on the table last season as well.
So I
Look
mean,
where we ended.
So
I think you
the
need
question I'd ask is for us to wrap this up. I would say this. I don't think you can understand I don't think you can justify the motive for Man U getting Casemiro without understanding what Man U is trying to achieve. Yeah. And I'll ask you, Molade, and then obviously we'll go to you, is what do you think Man U is trying to achieve and how does he fit in Casemiro, the signing, fit into Man U's plan for the rest of the season? I'll start with you. Sorry. I'll start with you.
Man U needs a player like Casemiro.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they couldn't get Frankie. Man U needs a DM that they can rely on. They need that player that, okay, fine. If he's the last man in that midfield, he would, at least, even if he doesn't get the ball, he will bring the player down. Foul or something. That player is not McTominay. That player could be Fred if he has a decent partnership. But that player is not McTominay. Like McTominay and Fred, you can't have both two 4.0s playing together.
So what-
You need
what-
a 4.0 and a 6.
So what do you think
Then it can
So what do you-
rub
what-
off on the other one.
So what do you think Man is trying to achieve? Like
They just need a defensive spine.
it's fine.
They need that
Well, over
man
to you.
in the middle.
Man, you tried to buy De Jong
yeah.
for the longest. Quick question: De Jong and Casemiro, do they play the same position?
They don't.
No, they don't.
That club is confused. That club is really, really confused. If you think, which is what they did last season, 2 seasons ago, where they bought Tellers to come and ginger Shaw, and you bought Tellers for about 15. That club is confused. And I think if they don't fix the problem, right, the structure, they'll keep getting it wrong. They'll have players that will come in sparse. If Casemiro comes in, it's the English Premier League. Haaland is my boy. My boy be struggling, man.
He scored today though.
Yeah, my boy be struggling. See, that's the thing. I'm not even looking at the stats.
Yeah.
I watch the games. My boy be struggling. The last game, that nigga he didn't score. He didn't score.
Boy assisted.
No, the last what
But
was
he
the last
didn't
game?
score.
Was it against West Ham where he
No,
scored that runner?
first game was West Ham.
Oh,
He
okay,
scored-
okay, yeah,
he
that was
scored 2
beautiful,
goals,
yeah.
penalty, and But the second game, he didn't score, and they scored 4-0.
Yeah.
He didn't score at all.
Welcome to the Premier League.
Welcome to the Premier League. So I'm not saying Casemiro would have a bad season, but if Casemiro has a bad season, the way they're already saying every 10 games,
It'll get to every 9 games or 8 games or 7. God forbid.
it's a Casemiro 0. You know?
Okay, guys, that's all we have time for today.
Casemiro
And
is a decent player.
Sorry?
Casemiro is a decent
He's
player.
more than
no, he's
decent.
more than
He's
decent.
more
I
than
think he's a great
he's a great player.
Casemiro is
You guys should
is
let
standard
the
8.
man play.
He's-
That's why I keep saying, let the
I
man
agree with
play.
you.
So
I
I
agree
will
with
say,
you.
I
Let
will
the
say
man
this,
play.
guys. This is
I
all we
agree.
have time for today.
Okay.
We're going to wrap this up.
Okay.
And obviously, there's nothing that can be said now
Yeah.
that will not be determined on the football field when Casemiro actually gets to involve himself in Manchester
the man
United
play.
games. So let's see how that goes. I have a sense that we're going to have this conversation sometime later down the line. And with that, I would say, guys, thank you
Can't
for
wait.
being on the show. Thank you for your support. Thank you for viewing us. And like, share, subscribe if you like what we're doing, which there's no reason why you shouldn't. if you like what we're doing, like, share, subscribe, and put your comments in the
Comment section.
comment section.
You need to talk into the mic. They can't hear
In
you.
the comment section below.
Yeah.
Below.
Jesus Christ.
And then for all of our fantastic, amazing content, you can go up here, or you can go up here, or you can go here, or you
you are
can
the
go
worst.
here.
You're the worst at these YouTube.
But
videos.
any which ways, the point is like, share, subscribe, and follow us on all our platforms. Thank you, guys, and it's a wrap.
Peace out.
See, Casemiro is